Hey, we're live over here, kids. Tim, you want me to put the camera on you?
Better not right now, though.
I think, is it 8 o'clock? What time is it? Do we know? Sir, do you know what time it is?
Yeah, it's
It's 8
8 o'clock.
o'clock.
7:59, 8 o'clock.
Hey, Mom. Hey, my mama was the first one on here, followed by my girlfriend. Hey, my supporters, and Kathleen. I appreciate it. Hey, and Katrina. Hey, I got them all on here. Bam, bam, bam. Thank you, kids.
Your mom, your girlfriend, and your person
Eight on the... I did go a little early. I'm trying to read all this stuff. I appreciate you getting on here. Hey, Warden, the storm. I hope that your foot is okay. Wayne Belt, I see you on here. I went down to Rosemary Beach today, Wayne Belt, and I thought about you. That is such a beautiful area. Hey, Tom Love, Mr. EOS, Brother Woodall. I'm outside. I'm at my buddy's house, Scott Nagy. I got my glasses off, so if you say something, it may be hard for me to read it. But, man, tonight, Tom, I'm going to talk about my inner circle influences, the people who have helped me. Hey, Shane Ray, the big kahuna. The next time you're in, Tom, the next time you're in Bert's place with the insurance teachings, Monster Insurance, I'd love to talk to you. Maybe we could go to lunch one day. Love to pick your brain, man. We're about to get started. Every Thursday night, 8 o'clock, I do a show called Straight from the Gut. And what I'm really wanting to do is help people understand themselves. No matter where you are, you can quickly change your circumstances. Have I already lost connection, Mom, or is that you? So really what I'm doing is if I could talk back to myself at 30, I'm 43 years old. I do have a birthday coming up. It's my birthday month, coming May 22nd. So if I could go back and talk to myself at 30, what would I tell myself? That's the whole purpose of the show. Everybody that's getting on here, I appreciate the likes. If you would, please share the stream. If you share the stream, we go in and we will pick one person that shared the stream, and you will win a Alley on Main gift card for $25. So please share. One day, my goal is to get us to 50 shares. Tim Dutton, you think I can ever get to 50 shares? Timmy, I appreciate that. So we're about to get started, but please like, please comment, please ask questions. Hey, Brittany Renee, I miss you. So I can't see well, but I do want you to check out my buddy. I'm not going to show you over there in the water, Tim. I don't know how much clothes you got on, but this is my buddy Scott Nagy. Hope you're enjoying your Roy. I am enjoying my vacation. Tomorrow, Coach Burt will be in here with us, so I'm going to have my inner circle into, hey, Dutton, Tony Woodall said, hey, I do have he said hello. I'm here with my inner circle, and normally I write notes, but on a trip, I didn't write my notes, and I've been watching the NFL draft, so I apologize. I'm not, Tim Dutton is skinny dipping over here, so, Scott, you want to show everybody your robe? Weirdo, walking around in your robe. Hey, come here. Hey, come here. Can everybody see Scott in his robe? Weirdo. So I'm going to talk about my inner circle of people, and I firmly believe that your inner circle sets boundaries and limits to what you can achieve. Do you agree with that, Tim Dutton?
Yes, sir.
Your inner circle will influence. As a matter of fact, I'm going to share with you, Tim Dutton had one of those life-changing conversations with me because I didn't know. I think I was probably 35 years old, and I've always wanted to grow wealth. That's always been a goal of mine. And I was talking to Tim, and my thinking was so bad. Tim started asking me questions, and He could tell by my answers that I was not headed in the right direction. I had so much consumer debt, and he was just freaked out when I said, hey man, I only owe $9,000 on my student loan. Hell, I'm 36 years old. And he's like, you've been out of college 20 years and you still got a student loan. And I didn't know at the time just how bad a position I was in. So he said, hey, let's write out your list. So we had to write this list out of all my debts. And I remember it like it was yesterday. It came out in Tony Woodall. He told me to change it. Hey, Clayton Whitaker. He told me to change it. It was not my list of debts. It was the list of the investors I had to pay back. They were investors. But it came out to $86,400. That's how $86,400 of consumer just ridiculous debt. Scotty, what are you wearing over there, buddy? Oh. So he had that crucial conversation with me. He told me, Tommy, you're running out of time. I was probably 36 years old. Tommy, you're running out of time. I know, Tom Love, you can help me. Tom, you need to get with some of my rich friends that got a lot of money to give you, like John Jones of the world, who's wanting to liquidate his IRA and start buying real estate. Maybe he needs to move that over there to that whole life policy. Dr. Bill. But Tim told me, Tommy, you're running out of time. I never, ever thought of it like that. 36 years old, I still thought I had time. So Tim Dutton is down here with me. So I'm at Scott Nagy's. Michael Burt is on his way. He's probably about to land any minute now. So let's talk about your friends. Who are the people that are influencing you? Are they having crucial conversations? It's so easy to agree with your buddies and tell them things that will not get you in the middle of some type of a serious debate, maybe even a little confrontational. But I'm thankful that I've got friends. Joey Richardson was somebody that would always challenge me. Tom, we're going to have fun. I can't wait to hang out with you. I wish people knew your story about how you've blown your business up over the last 4 or 5 years, Tom Love. Hey, again, please I would appreciate it if you could share the stream. I want to reach out to somebody that maybe this would be beneficial. So the old Tommy, the original version of Good Time Tommy, I was around people where work and high level of achievement was not really what we were looking for. We talked about it and we thought that's what we wanted, but our actions would show results that proved otherwise. We were more focused on going out on the weekends. We were paying more attention to doing that kind of stuff. So now the people that are closest to me, whenever I come here, I posted a picture today on Facebook. Whenever I come down here to Scott's house, if any of you know me well, I come down to Scott's house probably 4 or 5 times a year. He lives in Seagrove Beach. I was doing that, Brittany Renee. Yeah, that was something that was important to me during that time. But I came down here, and what this does coming down here. First off, I get to spend time with Scott Nagy. He's one of my closest friends. And he is a guy that is incredible. He's one of the smartest people I know. So to get around people that have done things like that, being around people that have done what he has done, it helps you think at such a larger level. I don't know if you hear Coach Burt talking about the blue marlin versus bluegill concept, but it came up about a year ago in this pool right here where we were all sitting around. And it's debatable who actually coined the concept now, but it was clear that day. Who came up. Vicky Thornberry, I hear you're down here in Florida somewhere. Tom, that's right. Having a board of directors, people that will help you. I'm sorry, guys, if I'm squinting. I can't see very well. Sorry. So having these people it is so important to you. So coming down here, I like to come down here maybe 5 times. I probably come down here too much for Scott. He gets stressed. He probably gets stressed out when I come down here. But we had breakfast this morning, and when we were done eating, he lives on 30A, and Cowgirl Kitchen is immediately 40 steps away. I mean, it's just right there. So when I was walking out of Cowgirl Kitchen, I was looking at all these houses across the street where they've either torn down homes or they were vacant lots. But it's really cool over there on that side of 38 because it's a high elevation. It's looking down on the Gulf. And I took a picture, and now whenever I post pictures, I like to tell more of a story about what that picture means. So I was sharing, and this is something I firmly believe in. And the people out there, if you don't want to make money, I understand. If you don't want to be successful, I understand. But I feel like that's selfish. And it's not because it's not about you. It's about the other people that you can help. You know, I would love one day to have a house down here where my mom and Doug could come down here anytime they wanted. I would love for Brittany and Nicholas to come down here anytime they wanted. So that's kind of my why. That's what's driving me right now, is I want to bring joy to my mom, my girlfriend, her son. I want to bring joy to more people in my life. So if you're not going to do it for yourself, you need a bigger reason. You got to do it for your family. You got to do it for somebody that you can give back to. So having a friend like Scott that's in my inner circle, it's given me the ability to do that. Now Scott's always been in my inner circle, but he's drastically changed his situation over the last 4 or 5 years. But being around people that think like Scott, that think like Tim, Coach will be down here in a little bit, thinking Kyrie, thank you for sharing. My goal one day is to get to 50 shares. So please please share, please ask questions. And also think about your circle of influence. Scott Abernathy, he just joined. Scott is a close friend of mine who is I would say Scott Abernathy is in my circle of influence. He's very influential. As a matter of fact, Scott's very supportive, and I ask a lot of ideas. And let me tell you why Scott Abernathy is a good friend. He don't tell you what you want to hear. He will give you blunt, honest feedback. And you've got to be accepting to hear that. And you also have to, if I value what he says, I need to listen. And usually he's right. The only time he's not right is whenever I get emotional, because emotion trumps logic. So whenever he says something I don't agree with, I usually, Scott is a genius, but so is Scott Nagy. Both of them are geniuses. Hey, I appreciate all these shares. I'm at like 15 shares. Shoe Crew, Kira, Kyrie, and Matt are in my inner circle. And they do, Matt and Kiri will tell me things I don't want to hear because it's in my best interest. So think about this. What kind of friend are you to your friends, to your family? What are you telling them? What are you showing them? Part of your responsibility of being a good friend is also showing them yourself. You're leading by an example. I've got 15 shares. If there's a way we could get to 50 shares, I'd be so grateful. 50 shares is my goal to get this baby to. But back to your circle of influence, I firmly believe, you know, that old saying, I don't know how far it goes back, but I do believe you are the average of the 5 people that you're hanging around. So let's just not make this about money or success. Let's make this about, are you a godly person? Are you hanging out with people that are godly influences? Are you a godly influence? Are you healthy? If your friends are healthy, more than likely you're going to be involved in a situation where you're healthy. Looking back, I really never outperformed my friends. Never. So looking back at friends from the day to where I'm at now, I'm in a better spot. My friends are better. I'm still not outperforming any of my friends. Bring it. Do we have any questions or comments? We're at 50 comments. Thursday night, I'm surprised people aren't watching the NFL draft. Hopefully I'm a little more entertaining. Do want to give a plug for Seagrove Beach. It's my favorite place to vacation. It's about an hour. Kindly, the Freak Show on your pink bike and two dogs riding around with you. Seagrove Beach is my favorite place to come to. If you've never been down on 30A, it's a very localized area. If I got the sniffles, I don't have the sniffles, but I did fly yesterday I did fly, so whenever I fly, I've got to drink more. So I've not drank anything today, but I did yesterday because of that flight. Hey, Belinda Arender. I see all these people getting on here. Belinda, it was good seeing you the other day, by the way. You always make me smile. Belinda's I know, there's my guy. Sorry, I was distracted by some of the comments going on over there. Hopefully you can't hear everything. But this is my buddy's place. Look at those lights. This is a cool place. So I felt led to do this because I'm going to be around 3 of the most influential friends that I've had over the last 5-10 years and how much they've meant to me. Do I have any questions? If I've missed any questions, I apologize because it's hard for me to see out here. It's kind of dark and I can't see very well. It is awesome. You know, it has been very overcast today. It's not been a great day. Hopefully we'll get to go down to the beach. The beach is right across the street. Scott, you need to come down here one day. Now you lives right across from the beach. It's just a small walk. It's not far at all. But a question I asked my buddies last night, we're going to get a little bit deeper into things, is think back to a time in your life where you would say you were the happiest. When were you the happiest in your life? I am wearing my go-to shirt, baby. The Jimmy Buffett shirt that's like 50 years old that I wear everywhere I go. I'll probably wear it every day I'm down here. But think back to Tracy. I've seen that a lot of people on Facebook sharing their why in their business. Have you found that a good... well, Tom Love told me this. People don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it. And that has become, for us... man, it looks like we're almost 50 shares. I appreciate everybody sharing this. Just need a few more and we're going to get my record. I believe it sets you apart because people are attracted to you because why you do it. So I don't know, what is the best advice you've been given by your friends? Dr. Bill, let me think about that. I've been given so much. Tim Dutton's advice was insane for me at 35, 36 years old whenever he was telling me I had to pull it together financially. I didn't even know how bad it was. Then getting involved in Coach Bert's program, just an overall coaching program, was he created a person of interest. The best advice is probably that. It's got to be the person of interest concept by Michael Burt, where he outlined like 7 strategies to become a person of interest, where business was coming to you instead of you chasing it. So my best business advice had to be Coach Burt's person of interest book. You know, you're what? That's right, Brittany Renee. I think people are going to start doing more and more of the why. That's what people want to know. People want to know about your life. You know, too many people, who has Tracy? I think too many people get on social media and they try to sell what they do instead of sell who they are. I think the secret to social media is sell who you are, what kind of person you are, what kind of interests. You're just trying to give a more informed look into your life. People know, they're going to know what you do. So I know a lot of people probably, hey, it looks like we probably hit our number. I think, and Mama and Katrina, I don't know if you keep sharing this, that doesn't count. So Mama, I don't know how many times you've shared this, but only share it one time, please. Maybe you've only shared it once, I don't know. But talking about that question about a good marketing technique, I really believe you need to, social media is about introducing yourself to the world and trying to get as many people as possible out there to see you. Don't try to sell them. Just try to show who you are. And I know a lot of people probably think, man, that Good Time Tommy guy constantly puts, hey, I love the likes, the love, the shares. Please throw me a question. I'm not as prepared as I'd like to be. I didn't write my notes. Where was I? I'm sorry. I'm drawing a blank right now. I want to share. Well, hey, mama, of course, all my great advice comes from my mama. Of course, I didn't care about the path you're on. I care about what. Brittany Renee, have you been reading behind my back? How do you know all this stuff? Have you been reading my Jessica Warner? How you doing, friend? Brittany, that's good stuff you've got tonight. Brittany or Jessica Warner, I need you to share this stream for me, please. Can you do it? And Jessica Warner, who's in your circle of influence? Who are your friends other than my girl Kathleen Sparkle? I'm not dumb, Clark. I know you're not, baby. Hey. But we put a lot of stuff out on our social media. Thank you, girl. We put a lot of stuff out there, but I don't want to just constantly sell people on real estate. I want people to know who I am. It's important for people to know I want to have a lot of fun. I think you can have a lot of fun and be excellent at what you do. Hey, Katina. It was my content from you, Facebook Live, that never happened. Katina, hey, I need you to share my stream. Mine, quality over quantity. Okay, what does quality look like for you, Jessica? I'm picking on you a little bit. What does quality friends look like? Katina, what's your inner circle look like? You know, there's people out there when I was getting involved in my coaching program with Michael that were telling me that's stupid. And, you know, every year I have spent more money with Michael, but every year I've had more breakthroughs. Whenever you invest in yourself, this is one thing you can take away from this. Whenever you invest, let's say Michael's program is $5,000 or $6,000 a year, whatever it comes to. Too many people look at that as they put it in the asset column. You can never, ever, ever bankrupt knowledge. What you know cannot be taken away from you. You cannot invest too much in yourself. You know, I made the biggest investment ever 2 weeks ago in our team, and I mean it's so big it scared me. Hey, Katrina had to tell me to man up. Usually she's the one saying we ain't doing that, so she told me to man up on that. Are you at 59 shares? I think we are at 59 shares. My goal was to do 50. My coach Sislo would be so proud of this. Hey, the longest tenured guy in my circle joined Adam Wright, my best friend. Happy anniversary, fellas. Sorry I haven't called and told you. We're at Nagy's. He asked me, hey, Scott, I'm going to ask Adam, if you were to get married tomorrow, would Scott get an invitation? He asked me that today. Tell Melissa I said happy anniversary. Trustworthy, brutally honest, fiercely loyal. That's good. That's good. But what kind of example do they set, Jessica? Are they setting the example? You know, it's easy to say those things, and it's not easy to be loyal. But what kind of example are they setting? Do they challenge you? Are you where you want to be? Are your friends where you want to be? I want to be like Tim Dutton and Scott Nagy. I think, Tim, would you want to be like Nagy?
Yeah, that's what I'm working for.
Tim is working to be like Nagy, who Scott Nagy's like, you're what?
I'm saving up money to buy a road now.
Well, Randy Avert, how you doing, friend? I don't know what time it is. How long have we been going? Who's my timekeeper? I apologize. And guys, I'm sorry that I'm very unorganized tonight. I am asking the hard things because I want you to take a deep look at who your friends are. Hey, Jenny Gill. I believe you've got to look. I believe your friends are either going to challenge you and push you, or they're going to drown you. They're going to hold you back. 23 minutes. Brother Woodall. See, Brother Woodall has been very influential with my relationship with God. What changes you making after meeting with GC? Hey, Richard, I appreciate that, man. And you're on your way, buddy. You're doing exactly what I would be doing. I think what I want to do, Travis, is I want to play at a bigger level. And I do not want to be influenced by my past. Because I'm going to be honest with you, if you've been following this journey on Straight from the Gut, I was not very successful for most of my life. I was very mediocre. I was I was an average guy, but I had so much more potential. And I never was activating, I wasn't activating enough of my potential. So the problem has been, it's harder for me to have major breakthroughs because I'm looking back. I look back at what I've done, and the danger is I'm looking back and I'm using that as kind of what my forecast is for my future. That's right, Mama. Katina, tell us about the new friends you're making. I believe getting around people that are smarter than you, that are better people than you. I was talking about Tony Woodall. He's a guy that's been very influential in he's been very influential with my relationship, my faith, that I don't talk about a lot, but it's through a different perspective. And something else that Tony has really helped me with, and I hate this, I'm just going to be honest, is I think I probably have judged I probably am too quick to judge things, judge people, and it's something that I got to keep telling myself that, you know, if I ever say something, this is what Tony Woodall do. I don't know if you're still on here, Tony Woodall, but, you know, if I ever make a comment about somebody and I'm ashamed of it, I'm ashamed to admit this, but I'm going to admit it. If I say something about somebody, Tony Woodall never, ever, even if what I'm saying is true, he will never, ever agree with me. He'll reposition the question and ask me about something that I've done wrong in my life, and that's something that I'm very, very. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Nicole. So Tony has been somebody that has made me look at myself whenever I make these quick judgments about people. I immediately think back to all the things that I've done wrong. Because the way I'm wired, for some reason, even I lost a lot of weight one time. I'm getting fat again, but I would after I went through all that effort to lose, I think I lost like 45 pounds in 6 months. In the past 2 years, need friends that constantly keep me in check. We'll come back to that. I'm sorry to get distracted, but I remember losing that weight, and then I would just get pissed off at people who wouldn't do the same, and that's something I'm not proud of. The clients said they would rather walk away from the house than see me. Powerful stuff. These things are flying fast now. Brother Woodall, see you're still on here. I want you to know how much you mean to me, because you have been one of the key influences in my growth, because it all started with a conversation one day in a model home with Tony Woodall where he told me it starts inside. I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. I did not know. Everything for me was on the outside. Hey, we've got 100 conversations. Do we have any more questions? It looks like things are flying through here. Katina, I had to make friends with who made more money than me. I went from making 40. Congratulations. That's awesome, Katina. You know, the hard part for you is how do you keep growing? Because once you stop growing, you start dying. Tony gets it, my Alabama friend. He does get it. Are you talking to me, Brittany Renee, or somebody else? Ronnie Martin, another guy that's in my circle of influence. He's one of the most important people for me, because let me tell you, hey, Ronnie, whenever you get on here, I know I always go to stories, but what Ronnie has given me far outweighs the fees. Whatever, I don't care what he charges me, because he's given me knowledge. He has given me the know-how to know how to position myself for what I want to do later in life. So so if you've got somebody that's going to do that, what is that worth to add something like that? Now I can help people. So whenever people give you knowledge, you can multiply that. So I think we spend probably on the team, I probably spend close to $10,000 a year on coaching. To me, that's a lot of money, but that multiplies. I make a lot more money because I'm investing in myself. That is right. Iron sharpens iron. That's right. The one thing, you can never bankrupt knowledge. Nobody can ever take that away from you. That's why when you see people that they make a lot of money, then they go broke, they can go back, they can come back and do it so easily. 15,000. Ooh. That doesn't include the big one we just spent last week. But hey, we've invested in a coach that's going to help us become better at branding, because I do think that is the future for what we do. I think real estate's going to change so much. I don't want to get onto the soapbox of how I think that's going to look. My buddy over here, Scott Nagy, wants to end the real estate as we know it. Do we have any more questions? Dr. Bill, I appreciate you being on here, man. How many sales do you make? Sislo is a genius. He is the video genius. Brother Woodall, you ain't responding to me. Can you hear me? Are you only talking to my friends? Hey, what are y'all whispering about over there? My buddies are like 5 feet away from me, whispering, trying to tune me out, I think. We've had a good night with our shares. I do want to thank everybody that tunes in to watch this. Stevie Zavisa, our new agent at John Jones Real Estate. Keep Bert focused. We have a plan. You can coach me how to dress, can't you, Ann? Hey, I was just making sure, Brother Woodall. You know, Mama, what I was thinking about is we do need to have you and Doug over to eat. Y'all probably ought to come over about once a week or so to eat, because Brittany likes to cook. And when I get back home, I'm going on a diet. I feel like I'm becoming so fat right now, feeling miserable. Hey, I appreciate the shares. It looks like we play some Vern Gosling for Coach Burt. He's going to want to hear some live country music, I bet, whenever he gets down here. He should be landing soon. His place is about 40 minutes away. Ronnie, look how lean you are, man. Ronnie, I want you to talk. You talked about iron sharpens iron. I want you to talk about who your circle of influence. What does it look like for somebody to come into your life that's going to be influential? Who do you confide in? Who do you listen to? Jessica, 193. Hey, good work, Dr. Bill. Good work. You do need to go see Coach, but everybody needs a coach. Everybody needs a coach. I'm a huge believer because of what it's done for me. Now, people like Scott Nagy, he's the only person I know that's always had low-level friends like me that somehow outperformed us, because he's on such a different level with his intelligence and his thinking. Sorry if I'm getting right in the camera. I don't have my glasses on. I can't see very well. It's kind of dark out here. That's the book. What's the book, Tina? If I missed a comment, I apologize. But I do want to take the time, and I really appreciate everybody that watches this. I know that he does need to follow up on Jimmy Pitts. I really appreciate the people that are engaged in this. And the one thing I want everybody to know is I'm always going to be very vulnerable and transparent about my life. And thankfully, over the last few years, things have panned out. But I'm going to tell you, me and Tim have been talking a lot about this, and whenever the market, and when I say the market, let's just say the economy, whenever the economy is going so well, it's very easy to mislabel, to confuse your efforts, your intelligence for what you're reaping right now. But hey, let me tell you, a lot of what's going on is the market right now. So it's very easy. Thank you, Ann Long. It's very easy to think highly of yourself when it's really not. It's really not you. It's partially you, but a lot of it is being given to us right now. That's why you've got to train. That's why you've got to skill up. That's why you've got to put yourself in a position that when times are good like they are right now, you can capitalize on these moments. I wish I'd have started. My biggest regret is I didn't start this journey at 28 years old. That's why I do this, is maybe there's somebody out there that is on the path I was on, but maybe I can reach them before then. The people that don't struggle, the people that haven't gone through what I've gone through, this message may not resonate with you. But again, I appreciate everybody that watches this. Brother Woodall, you're right. Everything good happened for me when everything else bad was going on. I was a broken chap. I didn't even know how broken I was, Nicole. I just looked for medicine to temporarily fix me. The medicine, there's a lot of different forms of medication out there. That's right, Ronnie Martin. You know it, man. It's easy to think you're a genius right now when when you're blindfolded and throwing darts at stocks and they're all going up. Hey, look, yes, it does. The mustache, you know what I'm talking about, don't you, Brother Woodall? We all have forms of medication. I'm thankful I've traded in my old medication for new medication, though, because I still need medication. Still need it. Mustache, you a question. Humble and hungry. Ronnie, I'm glad you bring that up. Hiding behind vices, we all do it. That's right, Nicole, I did. I'm going to tell you something that I've been thinking about this. I've actually started praying about this. As crazy as this is going to sound, is being humble. That is something, because of how good things are going, whatever we do seems to be working. It's so hard to, I shouldn't say this, but this is the thought coming out. It's hard to be humble when things are going so well. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but it's something that I'm praying about, that I'm forcing myself to get back into, because it ain't because of me. It's my ego that starts thinking like that I've done something. I mean, it ain't because of me. I mean, we're in a market that's doing this, but it's so hard to not think you're smarter than what you really are right now. It's easy to get arrogant. Well, I'm glad you're saying that it's not natural, because I've been struggling lately with the humbleness. My girlfriend is hot. My girlfriend's perfect for me. But it is, and I think you do have to force yourself to think about what you've been blessed with. And man, who doesn't seek God in life? Many launches growth there. I hope so, but hey, it's still a struggle, Nicole. It is. It's been hard. What other questions? Anybody got any questions? I appreciate all the likes. How many shares are we at, Brittany Renee? We hit my goal of 50. I won't keep asking for the shares, but everybody that shared, it's going to be hard to pick a winner this week, but my girl Kathleen Sparkle, she'll do it for us. Real Estate 101, we're also wanting to get more people in our audience, so anybody is welcome to come up there. The Puckett Station boys and girls, or the girls are taking a bath, most people. My favorite spot to eat down here, Ronnie, is it's 2 doors down. It's called Whiskey Bravo, and I don't even know how good the food is, but it's got a rooftop bar looking over at the Gulf. It's an open area, but I'm not much of a foodie like you are. We could put a frozen pizza in the oven, and I mean, to me. See you, big fella. 65 shares. Now, Katrina, you know you can only share it one time. I hope you haven't shared it 35 times, if that's what you're referring to. Stevie, thank you for sharing, my man. I appreciate it. You know, Brittany Scott was talking about how good, I don't know why he doesn't remember this, but how good the fried macaroni sticks. He told me that last night. Like, don't you remember Brittany stealing that dude's stuff over there? Well, hey, whenever you share it like that, it doesn't help us. But I appreciate you doing it. Hey, Eric Hensley, how you doing, friend? I haven't heard back from you. I need you to buy that house on Manchester Highway. Do we have any more questions? I don't know how long I've been going because I can't see. It's dark out here and I don't have my glasses on. Do we have any other questions? Anything? Ben Wood, how are you, friend? Well, Ronnie, we do need to get together soon, and the 4 of us go out to eat. I'd love to go back and do another Sunday fun day, Reconnect Sunday, as Cynthia calls it. That was a cool experience. Humble is good, Mama. it is. But sometimes you got to learn the hard way. Sometimes the big guy teaches you why you got to be humble. Ronnie, I'd like for you to come over to Real Estate 101. John Burleson, one question. When you what? Number one question. Reconnect Sunday. We need it. What's that question? Nicole in, fella. I apologize again, everybody that's on here. Normally, I like to have notes prepared, but I'm on vacation. Oh, I'm glad you asked this question, Nicole, because I'm not a believer in motivation. About habits. It's about discipline. Hey, I'm still here. I'm still here if you're with me. I don't know how much of that you heard, but I'll go back over what I was saying, Nicole. I'm not a believer in motivation. I'm a believer in developing habits and being disciplined and being persistent. You cannot always be motivated. Think about this. It's what makes you successful. Ronnie Martin is not at First Bank on Saturday mornings or Sundays or whatever out of motivation. He's in there because of his purpose. He's in there because of his habits, his discipline. We can't always be motivated. So when you're focused on, hey, waiting on the motivation, if you're waiting on the motivation, you're just going to you're not being proactive enough. I think you've got to develop a discipline, a commitment. For me, I wake up every morning at I think it's 5:06 and I go to the gym. I'm never motivated to do it. It's just a habit. So if you'll do something over and over and over, I think now the new saying is it takes roughly 60 to 66 days to develop a habit. I'm sure it's different for everybody. Habits will carry you through that. Yes, we don't want to live out of our feelings. When we live out of our feelings, we're not in control. And our feeling, I mean, it's you can't do that. You got to make a commitment. Looks like people are getting tired. We're winding down. We only got 9 people on here. We're all the. So any other question? I think I've been going about 42 minutes. So does anybody have any other questions they would like to have? And whoever's on here, please feel free to jump in and chime in and answer questions one another. But I do want to start getting the audience up for our Real Estate 101 show. It's Wednesday, 1 o'clock. And we don't care if you're also a realtor. We don't mind giving you recognition. You're in charge. Who's in charge of those habits? Hey, what kind of habits do your friends have, Nicole? Your inner circle. See, all my friends are kind of workaholics now, or they are all focused on getting better. Katrina says get an accountability partner to help. Same thing, like my friends kind of hold me accountable. John Jones holds me accountable. I've got to where I hold myself accountable. That was not always part of my repertoire, to be honest with you. I wasn't good. Our office is 239 John R. Rice Boulevard. Cason Lane turns into John Rice Boulevard. So anytime, Katina, if you ever want to come over there for Mastering Monday or Real Estate 101, you're more than welcome. Well, Nicole, I think that's a good thing. All my friends are better than me. That's intentionally. Travis, I'm a very loyal person, and it's hard. It's hard for me to move on from people. I don't know if my close friends probably know this, but I had 2 friends that died from a drug overdose, separate times. But they were the type of people that were influencing me. Those were heavy influences on me. So they were 2 of the people that probably were holding me back, but they were 2 of my best friends. So unfortunately that happened. But I've just developed new friends. I've gotten involved with other things. But what I agree with what Nick Saban says. Usually, whenever you're trying to achieve more, people that don't want to achieve more won't want to hang around you, if that makes sense. Hey, Dave, how you doing, friend? So if I'm trying to do something greater, people that don't want to do greater things, they're probably not going to want to hang out with me. And vice versa. If they don't want to do anything and I'm wanting to go somewhere, I'm not going to want to be around them. So it just, Christine, we miss you when you moving back. They need to get the old slingshot out, Jessica Warner. Hey, I feel like there's like a little subgroup of Puckett Station people on here. Saban, roll tide. Yeah, that's what Nick Saban says. People want to hang, like attracts like. So I'm at this phase in my life, I'm trying to do certain things, and I'm seeking out those people. So you're kind of in control of who you're going to surround yourself with. Any more questions or comments before I jump in the pool? And Scott's, how hot's the pool right now, Scotty? It's about 119 degrees in there. Please. Yeah, we're going to get in there, and my back's hurting. This will be good for my back. So, unless there's any more question, kids, I'm about to shut this thing down. We've been going to... Hey, I appreciate the audience. I appreciate the support back there, guys. They probably get annoyed by this. How serious. I'm so committed to doing these shows no matter where I'm at. And it's always reaching up. That's just something that I do. I've made a commitment. Wednesday at 1 o'clock, Thursday at 8 o'clock, I'm doing it. Hey, I used to not always say, Scott says, I take myself so serious. I used to not. I used to handle everything with humor. I dealt with it with humor. All right, guys, we're about to shut it down unless you have any questions. About to shut it down about our bedtime. Ain't it, Tim? You tired, Tim? All right, guys. Hey, everybody, I really appreciate it. It was a big night. We had the most shares. I think we had close to 65 shares, unless Katrina went in there and shared it 60 times. So thank you so much. Follow me on Snapchat at Good Time Tommy D. Also, John, we need to get together soon. Also, please like the Good Time Tommy Facebook page. I'm trying to grow that. I want to get that over 5,000 friends, 5,000 likes. So I need you. I need you to go like it. Hey, everybody, really appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate you showing interest in my story. Thank you much.